Everyone. Thank you for joining North Jersey Relax Teams. If anybody has any shout outs, please go ahead and give them now.
I got a shout out to George. I had a really great one-to-one Zoom call with George. The service that he provides, both in carrying transactions and rare finds, is absolutely amazing. And definitely have a one-to-one with him, because the more open-ended questions I ask, the more I learned. And so it helps me refer to him, because you never know when you meet somebody how it could connect to what George does. So definitely have a one-to-one with him.
Thank you, Joe.
And I've got one for Drew. I went to his presentation the other night and I found it interesting and educational. And we're going to have a one-to-one to discuss it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Desiree. I don't think she ever thought, a little bit ago that she'd be here on one of these meetings, running the show and doing stuff. But she literally runs everything from the social media standpoint. She just has so many great ideas, so much input. We kind of hold her back a little more. So if you have any concerns, any questions, even if you're not using her service, reach out to Desiree. She's just a wealth of information. So.
Thank you so much, Dennis.
Awesome. So there's no more shout outs. We'll go ahead and give the floor to Randy.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, and then I'll leave some time for questions and answers. So I am the branch manager at M&T Bank in Denville. So what does that mean? So basically, I wear a lot of hats and we do a lot of things, but my specialty is typically working with small businesses. So whether, you've been around 2 weeks, 20 years, we're really just here to help. We're not here to push product. We're not here to just push something on you. We're really genuinely here to help. And, our breakout session, it was interesting. Like Dennis said, you just want someone who's human. And that's kind of my job, is to kind of, keep it real with you, to really let you know what the boundaries are. So if you come in and you have, let's just say you're making gross amount 100, your net's 50, and you want a $250,000 line of credit. Well, we're not there yet, but we're going to try and make it happen down the road. But my goal is to keep it realistic and help you get to what you need and why do you need that line of credit. So the whole goal is the relationship. That's really what I typically preach with people. And what's really different and I think unique about us and no one else does is you can always typically get a hold of me. I actually have, as you can see, I have 2 phones. So funny story is I was at a wedding last month and I'm at the rehearsal dinner and I get an email from a client. And, as you guys know, as professionals, every email is a I'm on fire email from a client, right? So it was a pretty easy answer. So I was able to just email them right there at the rehearsal dinner and get it done. I don't think anywhere you go, if you were to email somebody at a rehearsal dinner, they're going to answer you, especially a bank. And if they do, that's great. What we try to do too is we're not heavy handed with, fees. We're not here to just juice you for fees every month. We're really just genuinely here to help, and we'll try to help you avoid any fees. And if there is a fee, we'll discuss it and we'll figure it all out. What I do like about what we do is we're really big in the communities where we have branches. So for instance, Denville. If you guys know Denville, you don't know Denville, downtown Denville's a very special place where it's kind of like a mini town. Kind of like one of those ones you see in the movies where there's a diner, there's a candy shop, there's this. It's just made up of 20, 30 small businesses. So what's really cool is they do events constantly, especially in the summer. There's Denville After Dark. October, they do Pink Witches Night. So as a bank, which is really cool, is we actually get to join all these events, and we actually get volunteer hours each year to go out in the community. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Denville. It could be anywhere really, as long as it's, something we're doing to help volunteer and, help out in the community. So I know M&T Bank isn't that huge in New Jersey yet, but I would say, we've been here now about 6 years and it's just been, a great ride. So I would say if you guys know anyone or is anyone out there who's looking to, start a relationship with their bank And I say relationship because a lot of times now in the digital world, you're not really going out anymore, right? And you're not going to the branch. You're not using your bank. But what we found in 2020 was everybody needed their bank. Every business needed their bank for PPP loans. And the majority of what we found was you were kind of a nobody, right? You kind of went there and they were like, oh, you're not a multi-million-dollar client, forget about it. What I found really cool that M&T did, and they kind of thought outside the box, was we actually took a lot of people out of the branch, stuck them home, they got laptops, and that's what we did. We just did PPP. And what was cool is let's just say, it was George and he didn't sign something. Like, well, I know George, I can reach out to him because we all know our clients so well. We were able, instead of you just going to a call center somewhere, it was more local and it was handled very well. So it was a 97% success rate, and 92% of those were small businesses, which is phenomenal. And that's what a lot of people relied on the last year. And it was, we got a lot of spillover from other banks and we were able to build relationships that way. But even if you don't bank with us, I always recommend having a point person at your bank, someone you can work with, someone you can deal with when times get hard and when times are good. It seems like a lot of banks are only there for you when times are good. We try to be there, through it all. And I would say the most important thing is like I said, just keep in touch with your bank. There's different things going on all the time. And, we don't know everything that's going on in your life as much as we try to. So if you have an issue, you got to let us know because we might, have an easy fix for it. With that, I'm just going to open it up to questions and hopefully have some answers for you guys.
I saved my shout out for now. I like to say when I talking with someone, especially if they're one of our team groups, I always say, do you have an account with Randy? It's not even with M&T Bank. It's, do you have an account with Randy? And I think Chris can attest to that because he always talks about it. It's with Randy. And as Randy moves branches, you want to people move with Randy. So, I mean, he's just a wonderful banker and someone who, again, that relationship piece, can't say enough. My only question for you is, now that you've changed branches, does that have any impact now that you have your own branch, or really you can get people from anywhere, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have to kind of try and focus mostly New Jersey customers. I can't really do stuff, typically out of New York or, the tri-state area. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But the goal is really, more local Jersey customers. But if I move branches, what's interesting too is all of us talk to each other, and we all, what's interesting is even the stuff I opened up in my last branch, Parsippany, we can still collaborate with both branches to get things done. So we're not fighting over, who's got Chris. Of course, we're going to fight over Chris every time, but we're not fighting over, oh no, that's mine, that's yours. It's just, it all just comes together.
Hey, Randy, it's Drew. I'm currently an M&T bank customer, and I live in Hohokus, so I use the branch in Waldwick. Do I have to, if I need something, I can just call you directly, regardless of what branch I usually go to, right?
And that's what's cool about the digital space and the relationship. So if, for instance, Chris calls me and he goes, hey, I need, let's just say a new debit card. I'm like, all right, Chris, we'll take care of you because I know you. If it's somebody we don't know, it's a little bit tougher until we get to know them and, build a relationship. But if Chris calls me, Drew, George, Dennis, any of you guys, yeah, I can help you out right then and there.
Okay.
So it makes it a lot easier instead of, you having to travel to a branch. And I know some people are a little farther away from a branch, but I tell a lot of people too, when they go, well, you don't have really a branch near me. I go, well, how often are you going to the branch? It's just so much more convenient if you have a point person like myself. You can email me, call me, and I'm going to tell you, unless you need cash, cash or like a cashier's check or a wire, I can pretty much do anything. And if you do a lot of wires, I can even help you out with that. We have a service for that. So it's kind of, full service. You can pretty much get anything done that you need to get done. And I would also say to you guys too, I know if you run into a lot of people too who get hit with a lot of merchant fees. Every time you go to a deli, a diner, they're swiping your card. As you all know, they're probably getting hammered each time. And that's why there's limits, or now you'll see a lot of places charging you. One thing we do, and I think we do it better than most, is all our fees are in-house. So we actually do free merchant reviews. And what we could do is we could try to get those fees down for you.
But let me jump in for a second, if that's okay. I came to M&T after having a horrible situation with my previous bank, and I won't mention them because we're broadcasting this, but they had opened my account wrong. And all deposits, a year's worth of deposits, had to be returned based on their mistake. And so that was a nightmare. And I ran to Randy's previous branch because it was the town I was in, and I knew the manager there, and they were terrific. I think Randy had just started with that branch at that time. And it's been a great relationship. We've done a lot of events together. They support my networking events. I support theirs, that kind of stuff. And now that I've moved out of state, you know, my thought was, all right, I'll have to find a new bank, but I haven't had to. You know, the M&T seems to, you know, I'm in Woodstock, New York, and, you know, M&T kind of seems to be everywhere up here, just like it is down there. And that's very nice. But I still hold on to the relationship down there because it just doesn't matter, right? Everything's virtual. Everything's on the phone. And it really doesn't matter. When do we go to the bank anyway? You know, cash isn't a thing anymore, it seems like. But anyway, thanks for all you do, Randy.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, Randy, is there anything else you would like to share?
No, that's about it. I hope to have, you know, continuous one-on-ones with the people I have already and the ones I haven't. Either I'll reach out to you or you reach out to me. I know me and Drew still have to catch up. It's been a while. But yeah, always reach out. Even if, I will tell you this too, even if you don't bank with us and you have a bank question, please don't hesitate to reach out. Even if, I get it, most products are different at different banks and things like that, but a lot of it's still relatively the same. So if you have questions and I can answer it, I will, or I'll ask somebody who might know. Just give me a call, send me an email, just let me know. I have no problem helping you out. Even if you don't bank with us, it's not an issue. So please feel free to reach out anytime. Email me. I'm always around.
All right.
Yeah, they're a safe referral as well. I've referred dozens of my clients to M&T. It's been great.
No, it sounds amazing. I don't have that personal connection with my bank, and I've been there years. I like the personal connection. I feel like that's the most important part.
Yeah, if I find a lot of bankers move to different banks, where typically I find M&T bankers usually stay around a while, and if anything, you move to a different branch, and that's kind of, and I've, you know, it's pretty cool. They'll keep you local, unless, you know, you do a big move. But other than that, it's typically, I think all 3 branches I've been in have been within 5 to 10 miles of each other, if that. So
we used to advise that our clients take your banker to lunch once a year just to get to know them, right? And get to know you, and it's a healthy relationship. With Zoom and this whole virtual platform, we don't have to do that anymore. But when I moved up here, I tried to reach out to the local M&T manager to see if maybe I have a cup of coffee with them, and they shot me down. It was not the warm and fuzzy reception I was hoping for, like with Randy and the people down there.
We have our business account also with Randy, and I'll just confirm what everybody else has said. It's a personal relationship. My personal account has been with another bank for years, and I've been with that bank probably for 30 years, and I don't know a person in there. Randy and his crew, I probably know Randy plus 3 other people in the bank in the very short time I've been there. So yeah, definitely a very personal. You walk in, they know who you are, they know about your business. You don't have to explain yourself every time you walk in the door.
thanks, George.
Awesome. So with that, we'll go ahead and let our visitor Andrea Burrows go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, guys. I'm Andrea Burrows. I work for Guaranteed Rate. We have been up and coming in this area for the past, I would say, 11 years or so. And we are coast to coast. I primarily focus on New York and New Jersey, but there are loan officers all over the country that can do fundings for the different purchases. We don't do standalone home equities. We have done a couple of piggybacks, which is when you do a first and a second when you buy your home. But for the most part, we refer those out to local banks. And I'm a big believer in the bank relationship. So, Randy, you are definitely on my radar, and we're going to have a one-to-one. Our rates are very competitive, and our fee is nominal. So everything's getting more expensive. The houses are going through the roof, but we can help you with that. We can help to structure it, where we can get a little bit creative, and we're happy to help. So I'm also local. If anybody wants to do a one-to-one, I'm happy to do so. I sit right in Madison, New Jersey, and my name's Andrea Burrows with Guaranteed Rate.
Awesome. Camille, would you also like to go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So my name's Camille Bell, and I am currently, I have a furniture restoration, also a furniture space where I sell pieces that I've upcycled and I've painted, and different pieces of home decor that I have at the Canvas House Antique Center in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So I spend a lot of time there just changing inventory. I do also custom work for people in the neighborhood, people who've heard of me through word of mouth. And I spend a lot of time at flea markets and thrift stores and just collecting things to just give new life to. And so I have the platform at Canvas to sell. And now with Rare Finds, I'm able to assist them with pieces that they find and helping with restoration there. And also just bringing in some pieces that I have from my inventory. So that's kind of my side gig right now, but the goal is to have that be my full time. So that's what I'm doing these days. And it's nice to meet everyone.
What was the name of the place in Point Pleasant?
It's the Canvas House Antique Center. It's on Trenton Avenue in Point Pleasant. And the name of my business, it's Junkin Jersey Girls. So
Okay.
Junkin
Jersey Girls. Okay.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram as well as Facebook, and I sell on those platforms as well.
Very cool. Sorry.
Good. So I'll go ahead and go next. Amaryllaris Rios with Massmutu. I work with my clients in helping them see what they currently have set up. Most people throughout their lifetime set up 7 financial products, but they don't really know how they're working together or how they're working to achieve their goals. So let's see what their short-term, midterm, and long-term goals are, what they have set up in place, and if there's any gaps, well, how can we be more efficient, and how can we fill those gaps to get to your financial goals when you want to meet them? Thank you. Up next is, are you going for this, Dennis?
Yep. So next up is Business on a Browser. What Business on a Browser is, they actually power Relax teams on the back end. They make the back offices better. And what they do is they actually help work with my company, Relax Tax, to help you get tax credits to pay for it all. So what they do is focus on letting you do what's best, and they optimize the rest. Affordable, simple IT practice for small businesses. Everything is cloud-based. Thus, Business on a Browser. They are helping the clients to not just survive, but to really thrive in this virtual environment, and to be able to turn everything from lead to right through sales. Next up, we have another sponsor who isn't here today. It is Jim Rosano. He is part of Relax Benefits. Relax Benefits came together because so many people on teams are in the smaller type companies, usually less than 25 employees, which is an area where most of your employee benefit brokers do not want to deal with. Even though it doesn't cost you anything to have a broker, they really can help you gain more from what you have from your medical coverages. They'll get you the same medical coverages. They'll do all the work, not leave you stranded with just dealing directly with the insurance company, and it doesn't cost you a dime. It's just built into the cost. It's just the small groups. No one wants to do that for them, and Jim will do that for you. Next up, We have Desiree.
So hi, I'm Desiree and I'm from Relax Social Media. We make it simple to increase your ROI from social media. So we help companies like yours gain more visibility on social platforms, grow your audience, and convert leads. So it doesn't matter how many social accounts you have, Relax Social Media will make sure that they produce for you. You simply connect your existing social media account into our proprietary software, and then you decide how much work you want to do and how much work you want us to do. So you can see examples of our work. Just search Relax Themes and Relax Stacks on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google My Business, and you will find us. Thank you.
True, you're muted, sir.
All right. Hey, everybody. How are you? Everybody has something they want to improve in their lives. Financial and health are the top two. For this team, I'm specifically addressing the health-related piece. I'm an independent affiliate with ASEA. ASEA scientists have been able to reproduce and stabilize what they call redox cell signaling supplement outside the human body. It comes in water form and gel form. But the reason why I do this is because this product has changed my life. It's changed many other people's lives too. It's health at the cellular level. And as we get older, we age. And the reduction oxidation process where cells are replaced and regenerated kind of slows down. This regenerates it. The body knows it, what it is. So once it's inside of you, it does amazing things. I'm doing a Zoom tonight, 7 p.m. I put the Zoom info in the chat. I'd love for you guys just to learn. It's an information session, and I hope you can come.
And I'm sorry about that, Drew. I know Drew had created a new card, and we had his card from Team Central Jersey mixed up with his card from Team North Jersey. So sorry about that.
Okay. That's all right.
That'll be fixed for next week.
That's okay. I do other stuff too. It's fine.
All right. So we already heard from Randy today. So here we have Erin.
Guys, good morning. I'm Erin Myers. I'm with Keller Williams and the Crawford Lorenzo Home Selling Team. We're a group of 15 agents, and we work together throughout Northern New Jersey, working with residential sales, anything from listings to working with buyers. And I also work with renters as well. So if you or anybody you know might be looking to make a move this year, definitely let me know. I'd be happy to help them out or have a no commitment conversation about where the market is and what we kind of see coming down the pike for this year. So if you have any questions or if I can help in any way, please let me know. Thanks so much. Have a good afternoon, guys.
Hey everybody, Chris Flipper on the bus sales training, coaching, consulting, and this shiny object with me is always our next virtual trade show. And for those that haven't been, you should go. I don't know how else to say it. They're pretty wonderful, and they're exciting and fun. And our next one is on March 4th. If you know somebody who would like to attend, exhibit, sponsor, present, please let me know. Our next class for that show will be January 28th, and then it'll be March 1st, which is our practice session, and then the show is on March 4th. We'll do it again in June, September, and December, first Friday of the month. But what I really do and what I do best is coach business owners. And the way we do that is with community. And we have different buses for different sized companies where they share challenges, opportunities, and are held accountable to making changes by the next month's meeting. And they just grow. Our next bus is bus 212, and it has a food theme to it. So we are looking for marketing companies, lawyers and accountants and bookkeepers, but also people around the food industry. If you know someone, that'd be a great referral for me. Thank you. Chris Flipper on the bus sales training, coaching, consulting.
Skip. George, you're up, sir.
All right. Yes. George, with Rare Finds, we have a consignment shop in New Providence, New Jersey. So if you have put books or certain items into boxes and throw them up in your attic or down in the basement 10 years ago, and you think maybe it's time that you have to clear out some of those things, we turn clutter into cash. So we'll put it in our consignment store and we'll promote it for you and market it for you. And also if you're looking for items. And now we have, with the addition of Camille, we also have furniture refinishing. So if you have pieces that you need refinished, we can help you there.
Jody, solar consultant who didn't make it here today. Next up is me. So my name is Dennis Harabin. I am the founder of Relax Tax, and we created Relax Teams and the Relax Network out of my findings of working with particularly small businesses in their areas, and we want to help them to retain more of what they earn. So whether it's tax planning, IRS relief, basic tax prep, we have you covered when it comes to taxes. But what I found was that a lot of the businesses, their issues weren't tax related, and we have no problem solving their tax needs. That is a simple math problem, and we addressed that. But the problem was that they weren't making enough revenue. So that's where the Relax Network came from, to help our clients gain more revenue so that we can make sure you retain more of what you earn. Next up, we have Project Scholarship. And Project Scholarship students are still on vacation from school, but it is a 501c3 whose purpose is to help students to transition from classroom to career with less debt. We initially started with just focusing on existing college students, but because of the pandemic, because of everything that happened, we actually are piloting now an apprentice program that is working out quite effectively. So allows students to skip over the entire college process, have no debt whatsoever, take industry-sponsored courses, and work and gain real-world experience with great small businesses like Businesses Within Teams. And that is it. Marella, do you want to wrap up?
Thank you for joining us. If you are looking to be on a team that helps your team grow, please go ahead and go on our website, relaxteams.com/NMJ, and go ahead there and either join the team or come visit us as a guest and see if this is the right fit for you. And thank you again. I look forward to seeing all of you again next Tuesday.